Come on!
Welcome to Gaming with Life with Sweetybelle. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Sweetybelle, and for today's video, this is going to be another gameplay for Hell Hunter. From where we last left off, I was going to fight the creature, so that is where we are now. So here we go.
To the caves of the abyss, to the path to the cliffs, to the plains, east.
Okay, so we're gonna go here.
Elian steps forward and marches through the plains until he and the creature are in front of each other. Only a few meters separate the two. For some reason, he behaves in a less aggressive way this time. The sun is above in the sky. At least the creatures of the night won't interfere in this battle. You have reached plains east. Rocks to the hills. The creature. Skull. Skull. The creature.
Here we go. Here he is.
Elian takes another step forward. His enemy calls the race of Elian by name and approaches. Elian prepares for the last battle against him. This time he won't try to escape.
Let's go, let's go!
He will fight to win, or he will die trying. The battle begins.
Not letting me fool you this time! I meant the other way. Not gonna let him get to us. Let's go, Elian! Champion! Woo! Close one. Got this.
The battle ends.
Woohoo!
The battle lasts for a long time. Elian is tired. The enemy doesn't even have a bruise. Elian rushes forward for another barrage, but suddenly something with an undefined shape arrives with incredible speed and grabs Elian. It makes an incredible leap which covers hundreds of meters. It stops right on top of a bunch of ruins.
Uh-oh.
Elian barely manages to understand what happened. He's above the ruins of an old palace, at some distance above the ground. Next to Elian, there's the guy he was searching for. Considering the impressive stunt he just pulled, he must be on Elian's side. He takes off his hood. His very long and silver hair catches Elian's attention. Maybe he's albino. His noble traits emphasize the fact that he's not an ordinary person, and probably not even a human. He introduces himself to Elian with an archaic speech. He's Alucard, a Dampier like Elian, and he's going to help him to defeat the anti-Nomen. You have reached Plains Ruins.
Oh, wow. Okay. Let's see where we can go from here.
To the Plains Ruins. Those are not the ruins of an ordinary house, but Elian wouldn't call it a manor. Something in between, perhaps.
Okay.
Those are not the ruins of an Plains. Alucard. Plains.
There's more?
East.
Oh, okay.
Alucard. To the plain ruins. To the plains west. Alucard. Elian is surprised by what Alucard just said. He continues the speech and talks about that creature. That model of construct is called anti-Nomen. And now Alucard will explain to Elian what anti-Nomens are and how to destroy them. An anti-Nomen is an invincible war machine, specifically created to chase a human or a half-blood until it kills the target. It's powered by blood, the essence and the true name of the target, which are placed inside the nucleus of the anti-Nomen. Elian remembers that Deus mentioned something about his true name. So Dracula sent the anti-Nomen against him. Now it all makes sense. Alucard confirms his thoughts. He knows that Dracula did this to him. Anti-Nomens always know the location of the target and all the information about it. In other words, the target can't escape, and technically not even win. Then Alucard tells Elian that there's only one way to stop the anti-Nomen. Destroy his core. It's almost impossible to do that alone, but Alucard will join his battle and will destroy the core from behind, while Elian will draw anti-Nomen's attention, since he aims only at the target. Meanwhile, the anti-Nomen arrives. Elian quickly jumps down the ruins and gets close to him.
Uh-oh.
This time, the enemy has become faster and more aggressive. It almost seems like he felt the menace. Elian will have to buy some time. He must resist until Alucard has his chance. Elian must focus on eluding him.
Okay.
The battle begins. The battle ends.
Alright.
Double tap to continue. Elian slowly moves in a circle till Anti-Nomen turns his back to Alucard. After a while, he swiftly leaps, and with his sword, he points directly to the core. But Anti-Nomen reacts in time. A metal plate comes out from his body and covers the exposed part. The sword bounces off it, and Alucard immediately jumps back. He tells Elian to lure the Anti-Nomen into the plains. He has another surprise for him. Elian nods and is ready to move.
Okay.
Plains, east. Ruins, plains, Alucard. To the plains, west. Ruins. To the plains. The first ambush on Anti-Nomen failed. Elian rushes toward the plains and lures the Anti-Nomen towards him. Alucard is still among the ruins, waiting for the perfect moment to attack.
Great.
He's preparing some special power. You have reached plains, west, boulders.
Boulders?
There's a boulder which resembles the structure of a portal, but the grass covered the road a long time ago.
Oh, wow.
There's a boulder which resembles wheat.
Wheat?
Aside from their steps, only the wind and the rustle of wheat interrupts the silence. The sun gives a golden reflection to the wheat. Anti-Nomen. Elian stops and turns around. Anti-Nomen almost reaches him, but something happens near the ruins. Alucard morphs into a silver wolf. With only a few steps, he covers many meters, and then with a leap, his claws are on Anti-Nomen's shoulders. He opens his jaws wide, and then they close on the metal plate which covers the core. Anti-Nomen can't shake Alucard off. Then he goes into a frenzy and violently aims towards Elian. Elian is ready. He must resist until Alucard can manage to bend the plate. This is the very last battle.
Great.
The battle begins.
Oh my. Down here. Down here. You is funny.
The battle ends.
Close one.
Elian resists for a very long time, and when he's starting to lose his strength, finally Alucard, with his majestic fangs, opens a breach in the plate. He immediately returns to normal and pierces the core with his sword. After some seconds, Anti-Nomen stops moving. They won! Elian can finally rest. He sits on the grass. He's very grateful to Alucard, but he still has some questions for him. He wants to talk. Actually, Alucard does as well. So he sits on the body of the Anti-Nomen. Elian wants to know what he was doing in the harbor village, and why he was here, ready to save him from the Anti-Nomen. Alucard tells Elian that centuries have passed since the last time someone ever saw an Anti-Nomen walk the surface of the earth. Only Dracula can boast a private army of Anti-Nomens, so he was surprised when he saw it happen again, recently. It's not like Alucard thought that Elian represented a menace to Dracula, but rather that he was impressed by the fact that he was still alive after fighting against him, and was still surviving despite even being chased by that Anti-Nomen. Then Elian asks him why he didn't help him before, if he already knew the situation and knows those details about Dracula. Alucard replies that he was observing him to test his value. If he didn't prove worthy, then he would have ignored him. Hearing that, Elian stands up and grabs him by the shirt, asking him if he considers him a guinea pig or something. Alucard remains indifferent and tells him that there's a reason. As Elian experienced with his body challenging Dracula is not a joke, and certainly not a game. People simply avoid that, and who dares to do it is destined to perish. In other words, who desires to defeat Dracula must be really ready for his mission, and, even more, must be ready to accept the consequences of failure. Alucard doesn't know Elian, but only one thing is sure. What counts the most when someone stands before Dracula is not his strength or words. What really counts is his resolve and will. Elian has already heard a sentence similar to the one that Alucard just said. So Alucard recognized his value and decided to help him. How he knows all that information, he tells him, is simply because he's Alucard, the son of the Lord of Darkness, Dracula, and his mission is stopping him forever. Elian is surprised to hear that. He asks him why his son should be against him, but he stops before finishing the sentence. Alucard says that he's not a vampire hunter. What he's doing is only in preparation for the final battle against his father, and he has no intention to explain his personal reasons for doing it. But in Elian he saw a potential ally. Together, they might be able to triumph against Dracula. So he tells him to consider his help against the Anti-Nomen as a gift to propose to Elian a formal request of alliance. An alliance signed for a common purpose: defeating Dracula. Saying that, Alucard holds out his hand towards Elian. He stares elsewhere for a moment. Everything that Alucard said makes sense. Moreover, a few moments before, Elian said something funny. He remembers about his father, and actually he can empathize with Alucard. They have more than one thing in common. Then Elian stares into Alucard's eyes and accepts the handshake. A new alliance is born. Now they depart from the plains, leaving alone the rest of a terrifying and unstoppable death machine, which are now just some metal scraps that peacefully rest in quiet, surrounded by the wheat and caressed by the wind. Elian and Alucard are directed toward the center of the nation. There's a lot to do. This is just the beginning of a new adventure. You have completed the game at 88%. Continue to explore the world of Hellhunter to discover new secrets and adventures. Hellhunter, Anti-Nomen. Load game. To the plains, east.
But I wonder what's in here. I thought I've already...
Elian steps forward and marches through the plains until he and the creature are in front of each other. Only a few meters separate the two. For some reason, he behaves in a less aggressive way this time. The sun is above in the sky.
Oh,
You
wow.
have reached plains east. Rocks, skull, the creature.
It's time for me to get out from here.
Garbage. Saving point. To the plains. East. To the path to the cliffs.
To the path to the cliffs.
You have reached path to cliffs. Landscape. To the hills. To the cliffs. Landscape. Grave. To the cliffs.
Here's the cliffs.
You have reached cliff path. Background. Grass. To the plains. To the hidden cave.
I wonder if I were to go back in here and do some more exploring. I wonder. We'll see what happens.
You have reached hidden cave. Light. To the cliff path. To the chemistry lab. You have reached hidden cave. Bookshelf. Wardrobe. Pantry. Wardrobe. Now that Elian has found his equipment, he can return to the plains. Pantry. There's the food and the ingredients. There's also a space dedicated to ingredients used for chemistry. The salt and the sugar are placed in this space. To the entrance. To the torture chamber.
Even though we don't want to go there, but we'll see what's in here.
She starts to chuckle. Actually, she laughs out loud. A wide and delighted smile tapers her lips. She leans her head towards Elian's face, and with the hand she gently caresses his right cheek. He looks away. The texture of her hand is ethereal. Probably she's not even there, just a fruit of his imagination, or his power is involved with this. She tells him that she knew that he had no excuse to enter here. Nothing will change this. Even if he could go back in time, he would always know that in this moment he decided to enter this room by his own free will. He will always be her prisoner, as she said before dying. You have reached hidden cave, torture chamber. To the cave of the saving point. You saved the game. Group of syringes. As Elian takes a look at the syringes, she chuckles and gets close to them to remind him when she told him the truth. Elian thought it was the end, but he turned out to be a liar. That was just the beginning.
Okay.
As Elian takes a look at the syringes, she chuckles and gets saving point group of wooden shackles. Elian looks down, where the wooden shackles are located. She gently hugs him from behind. Her hands slowly slip along his arms, and they stop at Elian's wrists. While she closes her hands around his wrists, she asks him if he misses them. Even if when she freed him from them, he looked so relieved, she reminds him how good he felt when he rested on her thighs, with the shackles on his limbs. Elian looks down, where bowls. The rice is now mouldy. She tells him that he deserves a punishment for that. For a moment she thought that when he was on the verge of surrender, he could have decided to eat the rice she prepared with love.
Not.
Metal tools. Elian takes a look at the metal tools, which are still stained with his blood. From behind she passes her fingers along Elian's back, touching all the wounds she caused him with her last torture. Meanwhile, she reminds him of that moment. She's mad with him since she didn't make it in time to clean her beloved tools, which are now in this condition. Blood. Elian stands before the pool. The blood is dry now. She kneels next to it, with her elbows on her knees, while her hands support her head. She stares at the pool for a while. Then she reminds Elian of when he lost all his blood, but then he sucked even more than that from her. She stands up and gets close to him. She admits that in that moment she was so happy. Thinking of Elian's dark side while he grabbed her still gives her the shivers. She says that it was so beautiful being accepted inside his body. Then she hugs Elian, and with her lips she touches the point that she marked with a bite before dying. After some moments of silence, she asks Elian not to forget her.
This is so funny.
You have reached Hidden Cave. Chemist to the entrance.
Okay, now we can just leave from here.
You have reached to the Hidden Cave, to the cliff path. You have reached cliff path.
I did attempt to fight the creature, but since it said I had already completed the game at 88%, as you all heard, I think there was something missing before I got into that point. I just had a bit of a misunderstanding with, after gathering the supplies from the hidden cave, I thought I had to fight the creature after, but I think before I was able to do that, I don't know if I have to go back to the village or explore more of the ghost ship. So in the next video, I will go ahead and head back to the speedboat and on our way to the ghost ship. But until then, this is gonna be it for this video. Hope you all enjoyed it. Let me know what you all think in the comments. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.